channel. Today we are going to talk about back to school, what you need when you're going back to nursing school, or if it's your first semester, what in the world are you going to need? We'll talk about that. Every nursing student needs to have a good supply of colored pens, markers, colored pencils maybe, I don't know. My favorite are gel pens, but I love to color my notes as I go, that way I don't get bored. And also, could you imagine if this was just all one drab color? That'd be so boring. So, in addition to your arsenal of colored pens, pencils, markers, you need some good highlighters. And my favorite, the ones that I love these. I'm obsessed with these Sharpie highlighters because they have this clear window. So as you're highlighting, you can peek through the window to see exactly what you're highlighting. Next, must have school supply for going back to school, nursing school edition, Post-its. I have Post-its and Post-its and Post-its galore. I also have these awesome sticky Post-it flags, and I use them for bookmarking different chapters that I'm gonna need. So this one says fluid exam 3, electrolyte exam 3. This one's here is renal exam 2. And lots of different tabs everywhere, and it's great to help you kind of find what you need at a glance. That way you don't have to waste time looking for the table of contents and then thumbing through trying to find the exact page. You just put a little tab on the edge and you find your spot. Next, absolute must-have for going back to school is a good planner. You are going to have so many things you're going to have to keep track of between nursing lecture, lab, and clinical. You need to keep track of due dates and all of those things, and meeting times and meeting places, because that's always going to change. And then if you're trying to have a social life on top of it, trying to work, if you've got family events, you are going to need somewhere to put all of those things down so that you don't get it all confused and you can stay on top of it. So must-have is a good planner. Another must-have are good notebooks. So I have a ton of spiral notebooks like this one. It's very beautiful pink spiral notebook. But at some point towards the end of nursing school, I switched to just legal pads. I found it easier to just kind of flip to the next page as I was taking notes rather than having a spiral. I don't know. I find that when I'm writing and there's a spiral there, it affects my handwriting, and I'm kind of a perfectionist, so that bothers me. So it doesn't matter what your preference is, whether it's spiral notebook or a legal pad, you're gonna need somewhere to take a lot of notes. And Post-it notes are really good. I love Post-it notes for when I'm doing classroom notes as well. That way, if I have a question during lecture or as I'm going through my notes, if I have a question, let's say, actually every day that you have lecture, you should go home that night and review your notes and maybe type them out. And while you're doing that, if you have a question or if you need clarification, you can jot it down on your Post-it and stick it directly on that page of notes, or at the end, whatever works for you. But another great way to use Post-it notes. Next, we have binders. I usually use one binder for every class. I did try during one semester to get one of those giant giant binders and then just put tab dividers in it for all of my different classes that semester, but that did not work out so well. So I highly recommend just doing one binder per class. I think these are 1-inch binders. another must-have for going back to school, nursing edition, are noise-canceling headphones. These, I think, saved my life in nursing school. I'm someone who gets distracted very, very easily. These babies block out that extra sound so that I can focus on my paper or studying, whatever it is that I'm working on. And I just play classical music, very low volume on here, so it's a little bit of noise, but it's nothing that's going to distract me. Love that. A water bottle. You need a water bottle. You need to stay hydrated. I think that, I know for sure I don't drink enough water, but especially when you're stressed and you've got 50 other things on your mind because you're in nursing school, you really forget to take care of yourself and drink enough water. So make sure when you're going back to school this semester, you get a water bottle, a really good one. Another thing you're going to need for back to school are a lot of note cards. I went through, I don't even know, 5 or 6 of these things, and it's a 300-count note card packet. But you go through them quickly because there's a lot of things you need to know when you're learning how to save people's lives. Another thing that you are going to need is a voice recorder. Now, I do have a voice recorder. I used it in my prereqs. I didn't use it in my nursing classes. Instead, I used an app on my iPhone. It worked great. Make sure you get permission to record your lectures before you do so. Instructors will almost always say yes. But I highly, I can't stress how much I recommend recording your lectures because it's so easy to miss little tidbits of information, especially in nursing school. You're working so quickly to jot down all of the information, and there's so much information that you're getting in one lecture. So it's very easy to miss something when you're writing, or maybe you're still kind of rolling over on something in your head and you're not really paying attention to the lecture, and your teacher moves on and you're still kind of making sure you're comprehending the last topic, and then you miss a whole big chunk, or maybe someone next to you starts talking and you can't really hear. Whatever it may be, it is always a great idea to record your lecture. That way you always have it. You have it to listen to when you go home that night and you're reviewing your notes, or when you're driving to school you can listen to it, or right before a quiz you can listen to your lecture notes and make sure that you have a solid understanding of the material. Another great thing to have when you're going back to school is Davis Drug Guide, and not only this, but also Math for Nurses. It really helps when you're doing those calculations, when you're trying to figure out your IV, drips, everything. And your drug guide, there are so many medications for nurses to know, especially as a nursing student. Pharmacology seems like such an overwhelming course. You've got so many drugs that you have to memorize and so many different side effects. This book was and still is a lifesaver. And please remember to take it to clinicals. I have a whole video on what you should take to what you should keep in your clinical bag. This is one of the things. If you haven't seen that video, check it out because there's a whole bunch of really good information in there. You're also going to want to download Quizlet. Quizlet really helped myself and my nursing student peers when we were in the trenches. And a great thing about Quizlet is that we were able to find quizzes and note cards that previous students who went to our school had made, and so that was extremely helpful, and it saved so much time when we were studying for all of our exams. Because honestly, you already have so many other things that you're focused on. Thank you so much for joining me on another video. I really appreciate having you here. If you liked this video, please don't forget to hit the like button and please subscribe to my channel. I do post 2 videos a week and I would love to have you. I'd love to have you. So thank you so much. I will see you next time. Bye.